Hello and welcome back to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball live from sunny Los Angeles. My name is Charlie Brigham. Alongside me is Zach Corson. And we are just about set to go as Michigan just getting ready to face off against the UCF Knights in their last matchup of this UCLA Louisville Slugger Invitational. So UCF currently ranked number 22 in the nation, so this makes it a top 25 matchup between the number 16 Wolverines and the number 22 Knights. Michigan coming off a good win against a very good Boston University team just about half an hour ago. They won that one 2-1 in 7 innings. Michigan is going to be the away team in this one, so they're first up. It's going to be Julia Jimenez leading off, followed by Lexi Blair second. Batting third is going to be Abby Skvarson in this one. In the 4-hole, Hannah Carson. Batting fifth is Maddie Uden. Batting sixth is Taylor Bump. Batting seventh is Haley Hogenrod. Batting eighth is Natalia Rodriguez. And batting ninth is Lauren Essman. And Megan Bobien is going to be in the circle for the Wolverines.
You have to think with Taylor Bump playing first base, is that hit by pitch on Lou Allen a reason why she's not suiting up for the second game?
In the circle for UCF is Brianna Vasquez. She currently has a .34 ERA on the season in just 5 appearances. Has let up 2 runs in 20 2/3 innings pitched. So here comes the first one. First pitch, a fastball just outside as Juju watches that one go by.
And last game, Michigan was very aggressive early on in the count and early on with the batters. So it's going to be key this game to keep up that aggressiveness.
As that second pitch goes by, same spot, called ball 2. Julia Jimenez had a nice game last game. Looking to keep that going here. 2-0 hitters count here for Julia Jimenez. Fastball from Vasquez just called low, so 3 balls and no strikes. Gonna see Julia Jimenez just step out and take this one here on the 3-0 count. Last game against Boston University, we saw Julia Jimenez. She did go 0 for 3, but all of her balls were very hard hit. Her first one is shot dead center field until the center fielder made a really nice play to retire her on that one. But Vasquez does find the strike zone on that 3-0 pitch, so now 3-1 hitters count here for Julia Jimenez. The windup. Fastball low and inside, and that's going to be ball 4. Juju's going to take her base on 5 pitches. And that's going to bring up Lexi Blair.
Lexi Blair was smoking the ball in the last game against Boston U. She went 2 for 3, and the out that she recorded was even a hard hit ball itself. I believe it was a line out to either the second baseman or the shortstop, just right to the defender. Nothing you could do about that one, but every single hit of hers has been hard hit, and that's a big reason why she's raised her batting average to .324 on the year.
Yeah, Lexi with a double to start off the game last time, and then a single as well, and like you said, a line out to shortstop. She watches that first pitch go by, fastball right down the middle. Brianna Vasquez gets ahead early, 0-1. So Lou Allen not in the lineup this game. It is going to be Abby Skvarson hitting in the 3-hole. 0-1 pitch on the way is a fastball Lexi's going to swing at and miss, so 0-2 count now. .02 count to Lexi. Swings on and hits this one deep to left field. Left fielder's just going to settle underneath it. That is being Schoppacher over there in left field. So she makes that one to record the first out of this inning. Julia Jimenez is going to stay put on first base, and that's going to bring up Abby Skvarson.
Batting third, the DP number 5, Abby Skvarson.
And Skvarson has been playing really well too. She was 1 for 2 in that last game with a hit by pitch as well, so getting on base in 2 out of her 3 plate appearances.
First pitch is swung on and fouled back into the net.
And just like pretty much every other player on this Michigan team, continuing to make contact with the ball. Even when it's not in play, as that last pitch, she fouled it off. Everyone on this Michigan team is looking to get a hit and just put contact on the ball and not go down on strikes.
Abby Sparse lines up the bat. 0-1 pitch on the way from Brianna Vasquez. This one, fastball up in the zone, ball 1. Count evens out, and Julie Jimenez over there on first base, just looking around, hands on her hips, looking comfortable over there. Sun's still shining. 3:24 time here out in Los Angeles. 1-1 pitch on the way. This one, fastball outside corner, nice frame behind the plate by Ornelas, and count now 1-2. Abby Sparse down in a hole. Donna Vasquez looks over to the dugout now, checks the wristband. Wind up coming. Fastball on the outside corner, just outside. That pitch looked very similar to that last one. That was a called strike, but no dice on that one. So Abby Sparse have a very good game yet, or last against Boston University. She reached base twice, once getting hit by a pitch and the other one a double on an RBI for the first run for Michigan in that one. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Great off speed there by Brianna Vasquez, and that's the second Wolverine to go sit down in this inning. That's going to bring up Hannah Carson. Hannah Carson has moved up one spot into that cleanup position. She went 1 for 3 last game, 2 for 3 last night against UCLA. The windup from Vasquez. First pitch, fastball outside corner. No good, ball 1. So Hannah Carson settles back in now. Julia Jimenez still situated over there on first base. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball popped up into the net right in front of us. It's going to be strike 1, count evened out to 11. Brianna Vasquez, very, very impressive stats so far this year. In 20 2/3 innings pitched, she has 19 strikeouts, so just about 1 an inning. Has held opponents to a 153 batting average. The 1-1 on the way. Outside, ball 2, count now 2-1.
And with opponents only hitting that 153 out of it, 153 average, they've only able to muster 2 runs, only 1 earned against Brianna Vasquez. So this Michigan team who has been looking to score runs and have runs at a premium, they're going to have a tough time getting a run across here today against Brianna Vasquez.
As that is said, ball 3 comes by a fastball low and in the dirt. So now 3-1 hitters count here for Hannah Carson. 2 outs and a runner on, that being Julia Jimenez over on first base. Vasquez checks the wristband, now goes to the windup. 3-1 on the way. Fastball outside, no good, ball 4.
Pretty uncharacteristic for Brianna Vasquez. 2 early walks in this first inning. Before this start, she had 3 walks total in 20 2/3 innings pitched. So almost doubling her total in just 1 inning.
Catcher Chris Ornelas goes out and has a quick word with her before settling back into her spot behind the plate. It's going to be Maddie Uden due up. Now last game, Maddie Uden had a big single, went 1 for 3 against Boston University. She watches that first pitch go by. Fastball low and outside, ball 1. So now Michigan with a real chance to get this one going early. You know, we've seen them struggle to put runs across, but with 2 runners on and a runner in scoring position, real chance to do that. Maddie Uden steps back into the back box now. 1-0 pitch is popped up foul, and that's going to go off the net. Taylor Bump makes a nice catch over there in the on-deck circle and throws it back in. Uden fixes the batting gloves and now steps back into the box. Jimenez and Carson both in their stances at first base. That one, a called strike in the outside corner. Nice pitch fastball. Now Maddie Uden down 1-2 here. 2 outs. Michigan can't afford to leave runners stranded. They've done that too much so far this week. The 1-2. Fastball outside corner, rings her up looking. Brianna Vasquez gets her second strikeout, and that's going to do it for the inning. Michigan leaves 2 runners on, and we are headed to the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless. Megan Beaubien set to take the circle for the Wolverines.
Beaubien made a quick cameo in that last game against Boston University in relief of Alex Storako. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed one hit when she came in with runners on first and second. So a run came in to score, but not charged to her, charged to Alex Storako. And so Megan Beaubien's line in that one was 2/3 of innings pitched and just 1 hit, no strikeouts, no walks. And she was able to get the job done until Alex Storako came back into the game, and then Alex Storako closed it out for the Michigan victory.
Yeah, Storako racked up 13 strikeouts on the day. Very impressive outing for her. Yeah, Beaubien came in with runners in scoring position. She worked her way up 0-2 in a count and then left a fastball over the middle of the plate that just got grounded up the middle that eventually scored a run. But other than that, she pitched the rest of that inning, and then Storako came back out to close it out. So just a brief appearance, a little bit of a warm-up. Give the defensive lineup for the Wolverines. Left to right in the infield is Uden, Jimenez, Rodriguez, and then Taylor Bump at first base. Anna Carson throws down to second base. Signal at the end of these warm-ups. We saw her throw a runner out last game. Runner had a great jump, but Carson just a better throw, put it right on the money, right where it needed to be, and caught the runner stealing. So here we go. Leading off for UCF is going to be Delaney Schoppacher. Sorry, Denali Schoppacher. UCF in the all-black uniforms. Michigan still in the maize tops with white pants. Here we go. Beaubien goes to the windup on the first pitch. This one, fastball just outside ball 1. Beaubien holds up her glove to block the sun as she checks the dugout for her signal, gets it now. Goes to the wristband and out of the windup. 1-0 pitch on the way. Schoppacher squares to Bump, but pulls it back last second. Ball goes outside. Count now 2-0. Schoppacher, a .308 hitter on the season. 12 hits and 13 runs and 39 at-bats, 4 RBIs as well. 2-0 hitters count here. Pitch from Beaubien. Schoppacher squares to bunt, but pulls back again last second, and that one again rides outside, fastball missing. 3-0 count now.
Her average alone is impressive, but what really stands out to me is the 11 walks that she's worked. And again, up 3-0 in the count against Beaubien early on here.
Beaubien fires back with a fastball, keeping herself in this at-bat. 3-1 count now. Beaubien checks the wristband and takes a deep breath. Ball situated in that left hand, now goes to the glove. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one, fastball outside corner, called strike. We've yet to see Schoppacher swing or even attempt a bunt. She's squared around the past 4 pitches, but hasn't pulled one yet.
I doubt she'll be attempting a bunt on this 3-2 count. So we're going to have to see her swing the bat.
3-2 pitch from Beaubien is popped up into left field, and that one's going to go foul. Lexi Blair was making her way over there, but it just bounces off the net harmlessly. We'll do that one again. 3-2 count repeating for Denali Schoppacher. Megan Beaubien settles back in now. The windup. Fastball high and inside is popped up towards left center field. On the run is Hogenrod, and she makes the play. Haley Hogenrod tracks that one way down. That one closer to right field than center, but Hogenrod showing off the Jets and gets over to that one to make it the first out of the inning. Really nice read. Just as soon as that ball was hit, Haley Hogenrod knew exactly where it was going and managed to get over there and clean it up. So Denali Schoppacher is going to head back to the dugout, 1 out. As it's going to bring up Georgia Blair. First pitch to Blair is a fastball in the outside corner. Check swing, and they say she went. So count 0-1 in favor of Megan Bobie. And Georgia Blair, a .393 hitter on the season, 5 RBIs, 6 home runs, and 5 doubles. She knows she can hit for power. Leads the team in that home run category. The 0-1 on the way from Bobian. This one, changeup, got her. 0-2 now. That iconic Megan Bobian changeup just looking absolutely beautiful there. And now she's up way early. 0-2 pitch on the way towards Georgia Blair. This pitch, fastball outside corner, just missed. Count gonna go to 1-2. Bobian takes a deep breath now. The windup. Fastball sails up in the zone, count 2-2 now. We did see Bobian last game, but like we said earlier, it wasn't for much. She just kind of came in through not even 30 pitches and then came back out as Alex Storacco re-entered. 2-2 on the way towards Blair. This one low and in the dirt. Hannah Carson drops down on 2 knees to block that one. So after getting up 0-2 early, Megan Bobian has kind of stuttered out and count now 3-2.
Bobian isn't really one that we see walk many batters, more of a contact pitcher or a strikeout pitcher. As I say that, Blair walks and heads to first base, however.
Yeah, it's Bobian's 18th walk in just about 72 innings pitched. So that is going to bring up Juliana Wilson. Wilson, a freshman, being a big piece of this UCF lineup already. She has 13 hits on the season and 8 RBIs. It's great to see good production out of a freshman like that. She is starting in right field this game. So now Bobian has to deal with a runner on, 1 out. And a fresh count to Juliana Wilson. First pitch is a fastball that rides inside, ball 1. There's now 5 straight balls from Megan Bobian. Juju comes and shares a quick word with Megan, and now Megan steps back into the circle, gets the sign from the dugout. 1-0 on the way. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike 1. Nice pitch there. Way to bounce back and end that streak at 5. So now Juliana Wilson up in the zone. 1-2 count. Bobian takes a deep breath. The delivery on the way. This one, changeup, just misses outside. Ball 2, Bobian kind of squatted down there, unhappy with that call.
Bobian in total control, trying to switch it up with the changeup. That was the first look at that so far. She had been throwing the fastball early and often, trying to deceive Juliana Wilson with that changeup, but didn't get her to bite. So now it's a 2-2 count, as there's a meeting between third base coach and Wilson. And if you're Bobian, you're just trying to stick with what you got going, stick with your plan. You got to run on first, but pay no attention to Blair on first. Just stick with the batter, Wilson. You need your full attention there with the .361 batter. It's a tall task.
2-2 on the way. This one popped up into the net behind us, and count's going to repeat. Count 2-2, 1 out, 1 runner on base. That is Georgia Blair situated over there on the first base bag behind Taylor Bump. Bobian starts her windup. This one hit hard on the ground towards first base. Taylor Bump is just going to decide to get the out at first, doesn't have time for the double play, so Georgia Blair is going to reach second. And Juliana Wilson is going to be tagged out at first base. So now 2 outs and a runner in scoring position now for, looks like it's going to be Shannon Dodery stepping to the plate now. Dodery, the designated player, a freshman, just absolutely hitting the ball very well, hitting .545 on the season through 16 games.
And it's not like that's even a small sample size, as she's second on the team in hits.
Yeah, with 33 at-bats and 18 hits. She's been playing really well. She watches that first pitch go by for a ball. Obian to the glove now and the windup. 1-0 on the way. This one, fastball just misses inside. That one looked like it sailed a little bit up. UCF in all black with 3 white stripes on the socks and a silver UCF logo on the side of the helmets. 2-0 hitters count on the way from Bobian. This one change up. Got her on the outside corner. The second time we've seen Bobian go back to the changeup after her control wavers a little bit with the fastball. You know she's really confident in that pitch. That's her signature. So now 2-1 towards Dodery. That one, a changeup, sails way up in the zone. 3-1 now. Bobian checks the wristband. 3-1 on the way now. Fastball low and outside, just misses, and that's going to be her second walk of the game. Dodery's going to take second base. Julia Jimenez is going to go over there and quick chat Bobian up, and the whole infield's going to come in now as Hannah Carson goes. The coach is going to come out of the dugout and have a quick word with Megan Bobian as well. Bobian has been missing with the fastball. We've seen her be able to hit her spot pretty consistently with that changeup, but fastball just missing up in the zone, trying to put a little bit too much on it. While we're stopped, give you a quick insight in the Michigan women's basketball team is currently playing in their second game of the Big Ten women's basketball tournament. They're the 7th seed in this tournament, facing off against a 2 seed Northwestern. They're currently up 10-6 about halfway through the first quarter rather. Now Hillman has 6 points and Haley Brown has the other 4. Umpire Jim Bertuzzi comes to break up the little meeting on the mound, and here we go. Bobian throws the ball into her own glove and is set to get back in action. Up at the plate right now is Jada Cody. Cody, another freshman in this lineup, the 3rd straight freshman in the 3-4-5 slots. Wide stance situated at the back of the box. Bobian goes to her windup now, fresh count. First pitch is swung on and a fastball fouled back to the net. Michigan 2 outs, just needs 1 more to get out of this inning. UCF has 2 runners on and 1 in scoring position. So an out here would be huge, just avoid any early runs. 0-1 pitch from Bobian. It's going to be a ball high and outside. Count's going to even out now. Taylor Bump moves to avoid the sun, and here comes the 1-1. This one, changeup, popped up to center field, and Haley Hoganrod's going to settle under that one, and that's going to do it for the inning. Score still 0-0, neither team with a hit as we go to the top of the second inning. Megan Bobian lets up 2 walks, but then fights her way back and gets a pop-up. So Michigan looking to be the first ones to put one on the board. Due up is going to be Taylor Bump, Haley Hoganrod, and then Natalia Rodriguez, 6, 7, 8 coming up for the Wolverines.
It was big for Bobian to get past those control issues and work her way through that UCF lineup that consists of nobody hitting lower than 302. So everyone a real threat there. And Bobian just using that veteran experience, that presence of mind to stay calm under pressure early on with the runners on first and second. And just pitch the way she knows how and get that third out to go to the second inning, still knotted up at 0-0.
Brianna Vasquez coming back out. She had 2 strikeouts in that first inning and let up 2 walks as well. Those walks coming to Julia Jimenez and Hannah Carson. So 6, 7, 8 due up for Michigan. As Taylor Bump stands off to the side and starts timing up Brianna Vasquez. We would like to thank everybody for tuning in to the last game here from Los Angeles. It's been a fun week and hoping for a fun conclusion. And here we go. Taylor Bump settles in that right-handed batter's box and kicks the dirt around a little bit, fixing her batting gloves. Vasquez settling in. Cody and Esparza come in and talk a little bit with the catcher. Probably speaking about bunt coverages or something. Got a little bit of action going down there in the UCF bullpen. 2 players just kind of playing catch. Those being Madison Davis and Cassidy Kanjemi. So Vasquez starts the windup. First pitch to Bump is going to be a fastball outside for called ball 1. Count now 1-0.
We haven't really seen Bump so much in the starting lineup in Los Angeles, as she's been mostly used as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, pinch hitter and playing first base at times in relief of Lou Allen as she watches that second pitch go by for strike 1 on the outside corner, but she works her way into the lineup here. Vasquez checks the wristband, 1-1 delivery. Fastball up in the zone, no good, 2-1 now. So now as Michigan keeps their campaign to a close in this inning, or with this game rather, this trip in Los Angeles, really main takeaways as Taylor Bump watches that go by for ball 3. Really the main takeaway is just they have to cut back on leaving runners on base. We've seen that a lot. You know, and they struggle to get runs across at times, and it just goes back to being able to manufacture runs, not leaving too many people on base. 3-1 pitch to Taylor Bump is called strike in the outside corner. You have to see her swing the bat this at bat. So now the junior faces a full count. No outs, no runners on. The pitch from Vasquez. This one fouled off towards the first baseline off the net. After the foul ball, Bump settles back in. Vasquez takes her time, goes to the wristband now to the glove. The windup on the way. Fastball driven deep to left field, right at the left fielder though. That one hit on a rope, but can't get past Schoppacher. Just took about 2 steps to her left and then caught that one right on the line. Good swing by Taylor Bump, but comes up empty.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen Taylor Bump make solid contact so far, as she's not struggled, but she's been used in specific situations where Michigan needed a walk or maybe a sacrifice bunt or on the defensive end. So that was good. That was a good sign from her to see that she can make solid contact when necessary.
Haley Hoganrod watches the first pitch of her at bat go up by her eyes, ball 1. Brianna Vasquez has looked very good so far in this one. Has let up no hits through 1 inning and now 1 out. The 1-0 pitch to Hoganrod. This one hit on the ground towards shortstop. She's going to try and leg it out, but nice play, that being Georgia Blair over there, just smooth and silky over there at shortstop. Got the ball and replaced the feet, easy throw. So it is going to bring up Natalia Rodriguez with 2 outs and nobody on. Switch hitter hitting from the left-handed batter's box this time. We've seen her hit primarily from that left side. besides in cases where she's needed to drive in runs.
And last game we saw her in the same situation. She laid down a bunt.
She slaps this first one down the third baseline. Line drive just going right past Jonna Cody's head. And she's going to reach. That's the first hit of the game. Single from Natalia Rodriguez.
Jada Cody heard what I was saying. She was getting ready for that bunt, charging from third base, but Natalia Rodriguez just slapped it into left field for the single.
Yeah, both Esparza and Cody crashing when they saw Natalia Rodriguez start running up in that box, and then instead of laying down the bunt, she just stuck her bat out and gave it a half swing and just knocked the ball down the first baseline. Nice piece of hitting there. So Lauren Essman stepping to the plate now. Freshman Essman watches the first pitch go by, ball one outside. Natalia Rodriguez taking a little bit bigger lead, making Ornelas behind the plate think about her a little bit. Essman settles back in now, 1-0 on the way. Fastball inside, Natalia Rodriguez is going, and she is out by a mile. What a throw by Ornelas behind the plate, and Molina there just ready for the tag. Natalia Rodriguez really had no shot there. That ball was there, and the tag was down and ready when she was probably about 8 feet away from the bag still. She had a really bad jump, but decided to try to leg it out.
And Michigan knows that runs are going to be very hard to come by in this game, with Brianna Vasquez with an ERA sitting around .30. So they try to manufacture that run after Natalia Rodriguez gets on first base, trying to get her in scoring position with 2 outs, but unsuccessful, as Lauren Essman will now start the next inning in the batter's box.
And it's going to be the first time this season that Natalia Rodriguez has been caught stealing. She was 3 for 3 there, but just got caught dead in the water. That drops down to a 75% success rate, 3 for 4. UCF gonna step back up, looking to be the first one to put one on the board. Score here as we enter the bottom of the second, still scoreless, 0-0. Michigan, the only team with a hit so far, as Natalia Rodriguez just notched that single into right field, or left field rather. It is going to be the catcher, Carissa Ornelas. Ornelas, the sophomore, a big piece of this lineup. 18 to 42 for 329 in the air. That's 13 RBIs as well. Ornelas calling time, fixing the dirt in the batter's box, just getting situated how she likes it now. Time is resumed and Beaubien steps to the plate. The windup. Fastball outside. Ball 1.
Beaubien looking to lock in. She kind of struggled with her command in the first inning, having 2 walks, but ultimately didn't end up hurting her. But she did have to labor through the first inning with 26 pitches. And early on in this second inning with the first pitch, a ball. Gets back on track, however, with a strike, 1-1 count. So Michigan will definitely be looking for more strikes out of the hand of Beaubien in this second inning.
Beaubien's control wavered a little bit on the fastball in that first inning. Fought back easy though with the changeup rather. She now has a 1-1 count against Ornelas. She goes to the windup here. Fastball rides inside. Carissa Ornelas just jumps out of the way as it just misses her right knee. Count now 2-1. Ornelas steps out and takes a few deep breaths. The 2-1 from Beaubien. Fastball ripped right back at the net, coming right back towards us. Beaubien has evened out the count now. Over there in the on-deck circle is Justine Molina. And in the hole, Kira Klarkowski. Outfield playing straight up, corners are back. Not really expecting a bunt here. Beaubien goes to that curveball. We've seen her add to her arsenal, but that one goes a little high for ball. So now full count, no outs towards Ornelas. The windup, full count pitch from Bobian is slapped on the ground over towards Maddie Uden on third, who just catches it and makes the throw across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Maddie Uden looking real calm and collected over there at third base. Ball just took a Sunday hop up into her chest. She had plenty of time to set the feet and double clutch and whip it on over across the diamond to Taylor Bump for the first out of the inning. So that is going to bring up Justine Molina. Molina's started every game this year for the Knights. She watches the first pitch go by, a changeup outside for ball one. Bobian with the 1-0 pitch. Bunt is laid down, and Taylor Bump makes a nice play to come up. That ball looked like it might have started spiraling out of bounds, but she decided to pick it up and throw it over to first base, where Natalia Rodriguez took an awkward kind of bend to catch that one and step out of the way of Justine Molina. She kind of did a limbo kind of move. So now a second quick out, and that's going to bring up Kira Klarkowski. Klarkowski, one of only 2 seniors in this UCF lineup. She watches the first pitch of this at-bat go by. It's a fastball called outside for a ball. The 1-0 on the way. This one change up low into the dirt. Hannah Carson gets down to block that one. Count now 2-0.
And with the 2-0 count, it's evident that Bobian isn't afraid to work from behind, as that was kind of a throwaway pitch. Not a throwaway pitch, but she was trying to get Kira Klarkowski to fish a little bit, and resulted in a ball in the dirt.
She comes back out with the 2-0 fastball, though. That one right down the middle for strike one. So count now 2-1. Has worked her way back up out of that hole. Klarkowski no longer with a hitter's count. 2 outs, nobody on base, infield playing straight up. That pitch inside corner for a called strike. Bobian looking good now, goes back to the fastball. Bobian yet to rack up a strikeout. Chance to do it here, though. 2 strikes, 2-2 count with 2 outs and nobody on towards Kira Klarkowski. Fastball outside corner. Carson can't hold on to it. It's a ball anyway. Big pitch on the way from Bobian. Full count, 2 outs. This one, fastball popped up. Taylor Bump has room, but it's just going to go off the top of the net on the way down. She did catch it, though. Klarkowski's going to take a few practice swings now. Step back into the box. She's set to go here. The windup from Bobian. Full count pitch is driven towards center field, and Haley Hogenrod is going to have plenty of time to run in and get under that one. So we head to the top of the third. Both teams still scoreless. The game tied 0-0. Michigan the only one with a stat on the board with 1 hit. And due up for Michigan, it is going to be Lauren Essman. Essman was down in a hole at the end of last inning, down 2 strikes, and then Natalia Rodriguez got caught stealing, so she's going to get a fresh set.
And following Essman, who's the 9-hitter, we're going to have Jimenez, who's the 1-hitter, and that signals the start of the second time around the order. And that means that everyone had seen Brianna Vasquez once before, and so maybe they'll have a better shot at trying to get a hit, as the only hit on the day came from Rodriguez on that slap shot into left field.
Would like to thank you all for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball. If you are willing and would like to donate to help us bring you more broadcasts like this, there is a link at the top of the live chat, or you can send us an email at wcbnsportsumish@gmail.com and pledge donations there. We appreciate all of them, and like I said, each and every donation helps us bring more content like this to you. So we are just set to go here in the top of the third.
Leading off top of the third for Michigan, right field number 12, Lauren Esmond.
Lauren Esmond due up for the Wolverines. Esmond settles back in. If you would like some more WCBN content, the Big Ten Hockey Tournament is being streamed on our channel as well, as number 16 Michigan faces off against number 25 ranked Michigan State. First pitch to Lauren Esmond is a called strike in the outside corner. So Brianna Vasquez getting ahead early. Second pitch, change up low and away, just misses ball one. So Esmond now evens out the count 1-1. Have a few pitchers down there in the UCF bullpen warming up. Numbers are obstructed by the bleachers though. We'll try to get you those if we can. Third pitch from Vasquez just misses inside. That one a fastball riding into that front right knee of Esmond. She just jumps out of the way. We saw her get hit there last game. Sorry, that was Abby Sparks that got hit, but very similar scenario. 2-1 towards Esmond. Fastball outside corner, good for called strike two. So Vasquez has been kind of back and forth this at bat. Esmond down on the hole and works her way back up. Then Vasquez down on the hole and works her way back up. Count 2-2. This one chopped right in front of the plate, gets about a foot. Esmond trying to leg it out, but can't quite get there. Ornelas making a nice play to come out from behind the plate and throw that ball down to Esparza at first base. So that's going to do it for the first out of the inning. That's going to do it for the first time through this lineup for Michigan. So Julia Jimenez stepping to the plate now for her second at-bat. She walked back in the first inning.
Michigan has been rather quiet early on in this game with only one hit off the bat of Rodriguez.
First pitch to Juju is a called strike outside.
Last game against Boston University, Michigan only scored 2 runs, and then in 2 innings. So every other inning they were held pretty quiet as well.
Second pitch to Jimenez is a fastball way high and outside, ball one.
This Michigan team just seems to know when to get it done, though. As in the game against Fullerton, they scored all 5 of their runs in the 7th inning, and then the game against Boston University, they were able to squeak out that 1-run victory.
Wind up from Vasquez, and Jimenez watching that one, hasn't swung yet on this at bat, strike 2. So Vasquez at an advantage here as Juju settles back in, lines up the bat, takes a step towards the front of the box. This pitch swung on and just chopped back foul. Julia Jimenez has started every game for this Wolverines team. Kind of bouncing back early between second base and shortstop, and has really solidified her spot at shortstop. We saw Natalia Rodriguez playing there early in the year, but they've seemed to switch spots. The 1-2. This fastball hit hard on the ground towards third base, and that one easy play over there for Jada Cody. So 2 outs for the Wolverines, and that is going to bring up Lexi Blair.
Lexi Blair, probably the hottest hitter on this Michigan team at the moment. Trying to spark something in this 3rd inning with 2 outs already.
Yeah, Lexi really starting to look like her old self again. Past 4 games, she went 3 for 4, 3 for 4, 1 for 3, and then 2 for 3. So the bat's been moving. She swings on this first pitch and drives it deep to right field, but that one's going to go foul. She got all of that one just a little early. Vasquez trying to shake that one off. She knows she left that ball a little too close over the middle of the plate. A good hitter like Lexi Blair is going to take advantage of that. Blair settles back in now. The windup from Vasquez. Fastball again. Blair pops this one up. And that one's going to go into foul territory. But Jada Cody right there to make the play. That's going to be 3 up and 3 down for the Wolverines as we go to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless. Would like to remind everybody that all coverage of WCBN Sports this week is brought to you by M Women. M Women have been supporting Michigan women's varsity programs for over 40 years, making the difference. M Women was organized when women varsity athletes were not allowed to join the men's Letter Winners M Club, and funding for the women's varsity program was less than appropriate. Women and men have supported the women's varsity program since 1979, and women are pleased to partner with WCBN Sports in its broadcast of Michigan softball. They sent a message at Go Blue. We would like to thank them for helping us get out here to Los Angeles, California and cover the games this weekend, and I'd also just like to thank them for all the support to not only our broadcast but to every Michigan sports or Michigan women's sports team. Speaking of Michigan women's sports, with 5 minutes left in the first half, the women's basketball team is currently tied 21-21 against Northwestern, that being the second game of the Big Ten women's tournament. For those of you wondering, Naz Hillman, as usual, is leading scoring for the Wolverines with 10. So quick meeting in the circle. And we are set to go here. Hannah Carson settles back in her spot behind the plate. And it is going to be Esparza. Jasmine Esparza, the first baseman for this UCF team. She's batting in the 9-hole, getting a warm welcome from the crowd. An obvious fan favorite. She settles back in, taps the plate a few times, and gets into her stance. First pitch from Bobien is a fastball driven deep towards center field. Haley Hogenrod back to the wall, and that one's going to be gone. A solo shot from Jasmine Esparza, not wasting any time. She saw that first pitch fastball and drove it straight out to center field. That's her first home run on the season and her 10th RBI. Esparza getting after that one.
And Bobien just doing what she's been doing the entire game, just attacking the batter with a fastball on her first pitch. And Esparza knew it was coming, just jumped on it right away. Bullet shot to center field. Good 10, 15 feet above the wall.
Bobien left that fastball over the middle of the plate, and Esparza made her pay. That's her first home run on the year and her 10th RBI. 10th hit as well, so Denali Shawpacher steps to the plate now as she throws a lazy swing at that first pitch. Bobien gets ahead 0-1 now. Bobien looks angry up there on the mound. Settling back in now, Maddie Uden creeping in case of a bunt. Bunt is showed, but pulled back at the last second. Taylor Bump and Maddie Uden were both right there in case it got laid down. We've seen Michigan pitchers have trouble giving up the long ball so far this year, and that still seems to be prevalent. 1-1 to Shawpacher. This one, change up low and in the dirt. Hannah Carson gets down there to block it. Count now 2-1 in her first at bat. Shawpacher popped up to left field, or center field rather. So she is 0 for 1 on the day, looking for her first hit. 2-1 count on the way. Bobien's pitch is hit right back at her, but she fields that cleanly and throws over to first base to do it for the first out of this inning. Bouncing back after giving up that home run and racks up a quick out, so that's going to bring up Georgia Blair. Where the shortstop, we saw her make a nice play back in the top half of this inning, and she reached on a walk her first time up. Beaubien on the fresh count goes fastball, first pitch, low and in the dirt. Check swing from Blair, but she didn't go.
Beaubien doing a good job of settling down after that first pitch home run off the bat of Esparza, getting the next out, and now just attacking Blair right away.
Second pitch to Blair is a check swing, but a called strike anyway, so now count evened out, 1 out and nobody on. But UCLA does hold that 1-0 lead coming off the solo home run from Jasmine Esparza just moments ago. Beaubien's pitch on the 1-1 count. Fastball outside corner, just misses, count now 2-1. Beaubien takes a deep breath and then goes back to the windup here. Her pitch, change up down the middle, called strike. Back to that confidence in the changeup. Count 2-2 now to Georgia Blair. We saw Beaubien get up 0-2 on Blair earlier in her last at-bat and then threw 4 straight balls. Fastball, this one high and inside, ball 3. So now full count to Georgia Blair. Very similar scenario we saw last at-bat. Blair fouled off the pitch to begin that and then worked her way to 4 straight balls. So Beaubien trying to retire her for the first time today. Full count pitch on the way. Fastball got her swinging, and that's going to be Beaubien's first strikeout.
Looked like she was sitting on a breaking ball as she was just fooled by a fastball on the outside part of the plate, maybe even reaching on a pitch that could have been a ball that would have been ball 4 and sent her to first base, but instead it's strike 3, and Juliana Wilson comes to the plate.
Yeah, it's pretty safe today that one was pretty clearly a ball, but Beaubien got her to just wave at it and sits her down for the second out of this inning. She comes right back with that fastball against Juliana Wilson, but that one rides inside ball 1. Beaubien takes a deep breath and checks the wristband, spinning that ball in the left hand. Second pitch to Wilson, fastball just outside. 2-0 count now. Hannah Carson tried to frame that one, but Jim Bertuzzi wasn't fooled. Pretty much the entire outfield wall and wrapping down the third baseline is covered by shadows now from the trees. The rest of the field still remains pretty sunny. Beaubien's third pitch, third straight ball. Now Wilson with a chance to work a walk here. 3-0 pitch on the way from Megan Beaubien. That one fastball just misses inside, and that's 4 pitches to Juliana Wilson and 4 straight balls. Looks like we are going to have probably a pinch runner. Yes, we will. Third base coach is coming to come discuss this with Jim Bertuzzi, and it's going to be number 1, Madeline Badgerano coming in.
And at the plate now, we have Shannon Doherty. Doherty worked a walk her first at bat, and it looks as though we will have a new pitcher as Alex Storako is taking the mound.
Yeah, Storako coming in. We saw her absolutely dominate last game. She had 13 strikeouts, and Michigan looked like they were saving Beaubien for this one, but Megan just really not hitting her spot so far, so we're going to go back to Alex Storako.
Interesting, early on here, Megan Beaubien was getting the job done. Besides that one blip in the score sheet was the home run, giving up that solo shot to start the inning. But she did have 3 walks, only 1 strikeout, so the command was an issue. And fortunately for Michigan, it didn't really hurt them. Well, A little too early to speak on that, I guess, because there's a runner on first base who got there as a result of a walk, but thus far the control issues have not hurt Michigan, and they want to get out while they're on top. So Alex Sirocco taking the mound, trying to get out of this third inning, still down 1-0, as UCF's best hitter, Doherty, hitting .545, is at the plate.
First pitch from Sirocco, way high and outside. Hannah Carson doing a nice job to jump up and grab that fastball before it hit the back wall. For those of you who might have missed it, back in our first broadcast that we mentioned, it is Alex Sirocco's birthday today. Sirocco turned 20. He celebrated by racking up 13 strikeouts in that first game against Boston U. Second pitch from Sirocco, nice changeup down the middle, called strike one, so the count's going to even out. UCF looking to finally get one across here. They are currently up 1-0 with a runner on first base. Doherty at the plate, 1-1. Check swing on a fastball high in the zone. They're going to say she didn't go. Sirocco was looking to get her to chase there, but no dice. Bobian spinning that ball in the right hand. 2-1 on the way. This one, fastball popped up foul. So notch another one in the strike column. Two count. 2 outs and a runner on. Shannon Doherty waits. Pitch from Sirocco, swung on and missed, and Sirocco is going to close out this inning with her first strikeout.
Doing what she does best.
So UCF leaves one runner on, but not before they put one across with a solo home run from Jasmine Esparza. That ball was just absolutely launched to center field.
And now with Michigan behind, they're going to have to find a way to score a run or two. And it's going to be tough because Brianna Vasquez, as previously mentioned, has a .30 ERA on the year, pitching 23 2/3 innings thus far, allowing 1 earned run. So Michigan's going to have to scrap together and string together some hits or walks or hit by pitches, just find ways to get on base and work their way around the base paths. Steal a base here or there, just do anything to manufacture that run.
It is going to be Abby Skvars due up first for the Wolverines. She struck out swinging her first time up. She's hitting in the 3-hole this game. Lou Allen not in the lineup for this one. For those of you just joining us, Michigan is currently down 1-0 as we approach the top of the 4th inning. That one run for UCF came off a solo home run from the senior Jasmine Esparza. A shot to dead center field off of Megan Bobian. Bobian later was replaced that inning by Alex Sirocco. Sirocco saw one batter and struck her out, so that's her 14th total strikeout on the day for those of you at home keeping track. Cody and Esparza come and have the chat with Ornelas again at home plate. And here we go. Madison Davis down there in the UCF bullpen warming up. And first pitch Abby Skvars sees, she hits slowly on the ground to second base, and she's going to ground out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Vasquez here. Good ratio.
I do like the aggressiveness. Swing on that first pitch, knowing you're going to get a fastball. That's what Esparza did against Bobian, and it paid off well. She hit that home run knowing she was going to get that fastball and just attacked right away. So if Michigan can replicate that, they're in good shape.
Hannah Carson steps to the plate now with nobody on and 1 out. First pitch fastball she watches go by for a called strike 1 in the outside corner. Second pitch to Hannah Carson, high and outside changeup. Counts now 1-1. this game against UCF, the last game before Michigan heads home. Next Michigan softball game will be 2 games back-to-back on March 14th. Third pitch to Carson, fastball, strike 2 on the outside corner. As I was saying, those games on Saturday, March 14th, that's actually my birthday. With those games at 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time in Ann Arbor. And Carson awaits the 1-2 from Vasquez. Fastball outside, ball 2.
A little game break. Michigan, Northwestern going to the half. Northwestern is up 32-31 after a last-second 3-pointer at the buzzer. So Michigan down by 1 going to the half in the Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament.
Carson swings on the 2-2 pitch and pops it up into the gap between center and left field, but Clarkowski has plenty of time to get over there and settle under that one. So 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to bring up Maddie Uden for this Michigan Wolverines team. Michigan needs to start stringing together some hits. They only have 1 on the day. That one, of course, coming from Natalia Rodriguez, who slapped a single into right field, or left field rather, down that third baseline. Both teams with just 1 hit, but UCF's much more effective. First pitch to Maddie Uden, swung on and driven deep towards left field to the wall, and that one's going to go foul. Our first time up, Uden struck out looking. Vasquez turns around and talks to her infielders and throws a signal out to the outfield. 0-1 pitch on the way towards Maddie Uden. The windup from Vasquez. Fastball down the middle is popped up. That one is going to go foul. Is it going to stay in play? And yes, it is. And Jada Cody working her way over there, balancing herself on the wall and makes that play. So 3 up and 3 down for Michigan. We are going to the bottom of the 4th inning. UCF still up 1-0. Of course, that solo run, as we were saying, came on a solo home run from Jasmine Esparza.
Not only is Michigan not able to string together hits, they're not able to get multiple hits at all. They have 1 hit on the game, and that one hit was with 2 outs, so only 1 batter has had the opportunity to do something with someone on base. But then right after Natalia Rodriguez got that single, she was caught stealing. So really, Michigan batters have had no opportunities with anyone on base.
Well, Alex Doracco comes back out and throws some warm-up pitches from the circle. Hard to believe it's already March. This year seems to just been flying by. And Carson throws down to second base, and we're ready to go in the bottom of the 4th inning. If you're just joining us, Michigan is currently down 1-0 to UCF. UCF's lone run coming in the bottom of the 3rd off a solo home run from Jasmine Esparza.
Leading off bottom of the 4th inning tonight, third base number 17, Jada Cody.
Play is going to resume here. Jada Cody, the one who recorded that last out in the top half of the inning, is first 2 up for this UCF Knights team. A wide, open-fronted stance. She watches that first pitch go by for a called strike in the outside corner. Storako coming back right away and hitting her spots. Alex Storako takes a deep breath. 0-1 delivery on the way. This fastball goes right in off the handle of Jada Cody's bat, so that's going to be 0-2 now. Gets away with one there.
Alex Storako in the driver's seat, up ahead at 0-2 on the count. From what we've seen from her, I would expect her to just keep on attacking. Just try to get this strikeout right here on this pitch.
And she does just that. Fastball outside corner gets Jada Cody swinging. So that's going to be the second batter Storaco's faced and the second one she struck out. Strikeout number 15 on the day. Strikeout number 135. She now sits just one short of tying the pitcher Megan Faremo of UCLA for second most in Division I college softball. The pitch to Ornelas. First one hit right back at her, slow on the ground. Julie Jimenez across the diamond, throws over to first base, and it's going to bump off the glove of Taylor Bump. No pun intended. That one a tough play. That one just goes right past Sirocco's left foot, and Jimenez worked way all the way over from straight on at shortstop to fielding that ball right in front of second base and tries to make the throw, but unfortunately Ornelas just too fast, legging that one out.
Tough play, kind of in no man's land. Right past the pitcher and then around second base, long run for Jimenez. Tough play for anyone. And now we have a runner on first for Michigan.
Justine Molina swings on the first pitch and fouls it back and out of the stadium. So Stracco getting ahead early, one runner on and one out. As Alex Stracco settles back in, up 0-1 in this count. Back in her first at bat, Molina just grounded out towards first base. The windup. Pitch from Sirocco, fastball right on the inside corner, called strike 2.
Sirocco once again ahead in the count, 0-2. Now with the runner on first base, so no time to play around. She's gonna want to attack, throw the fastball up, see if Molina can chase and get that second strikeout of the inning.
Sirocco to the windup. Fastball way high and outside. Hannah Carson jumps up to grab that one. Sirocco just kind of wasted that pitch trying to get her to chase, but no dice as Justine Molina steps back into the box now. The junior hitting .326 on the season. Ornelas over there at first base. The 1-2 on the way from Sirocco. Change up down the middle and rings her up looking. What a pitch from Sirocco. That one started up at the top of the zone and just last second dove right off the table. Great pitch. And that's strikeout number 3 in 4 batters for Alex Sirocco.
Molina was looking for another fastball high, and she thought that it was coming, but then the ball just dipped on that changeup. Good change of pace pitch by Sirocco for the second strikeout of the inning, third strikeout of the game for her.
Claire Karkowski's going to step to the plate now. First pitch to her is a called strike fastball right down Broadway. Carissa Ornelas still situated over there on first base. More shadows start to cover the field now. Temperature dropping a little bit. The 0-1 from Sirocco. Bunt laid down, but it's going to go foul. And Kira Klarkowski trying to pull one over the heads of Michigan and bunt for a hit there, but that one's going to go foul, as I said. So count now 0-2. Sirocco completely in the driver's seat. 0-2 count, 2 outs, and 1 runner on. UCF with a danger of leaving a runner stranded.
The past 2 0-2 counts, Sirocco has tried to get the strike 3 called on a swinging, with a high fastball.
She goes back to the high fastball there, but Klarkowski isn't going to bite. She's going to watch that one go by. Count now 1-2.
I'm going to say Sirocco will try to go back to that and overpower Klarkowski, as she's done so many times. Just time and time again with that high fastball. Batters just can't go past it, can't hit it.
Sirocco's pitch hit hard on the ground towards third base, but it's going to go foul by about 3 feet. And Lexi Blair's going to have to go over there and field that one up. So we're going to do that 1-2 count again. Klarkowski not going down without a fight. Since she came in relief, Sirocco has faced 4 batters before Klarkowski has sat down 3 of them with strikeouts. Now has Klarkowski in a 1-2 hole. The 1-2 on the way. The windup from Sirocco. This one up high in the zone. 2-2 now.
2-2 count. Excuse me. Still in control is Sirocco. She can go either way. The changeup that she struck out Molina with, or the high fastball that she got Cody with.
The windup from Sirocco on the 2-2. Fastball gets her swinging, and that's going to do it for this inning. Sirocco strikes out 3 in this one. Strikeout total now up to 4, and Michigan heads back into the top of the 5th inning. Score still UCF 1, Michigan 0. You are listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball. And with that strikeout, if I'm not mistaken, that is strikeout 136. So Alex Sirocco now is tied for the second most strikeouts. She is currently tied with Megan Faremo.
Faremo yet to pitch today, though. So, from seeing her last night, my guess is that she will get more than 1 strikeout in the game tonight. So still work to do on that front for Sirocco if she wishes to maintain that second place spot. But we're seeing an amazing pitcher, and arguably she's the 1B to the Bovians 1A for this Michigan pitching staff. This two-headed monster is really tough to handle if you're the opposing team, as UCLA, one of the best offensive teams in the nation, only able to muster 2 runs against them, with both those runs coming in 1 inning off of 2 hits and 1 walk. So it's really, to win games you need good pitching, and Michigan has that, and that's why they've been winning the games. But they also need the hitting to come with it, because so far in this game they've allowed 1 run, which is amazing. Great pitching by both Bovian and Sirocco, but the bats just haven't followed, with Rodriguez accounting for the only hit in the first 4 innings.
Taylor Bump stepping to the plate now. Bumper last time up flew out to left field on what was a really nice play from Schaubacher, just a line drive right at her. Bump hit that ball very hard. Just 2 home runs and 5 RBIs on the season. First pitch to Bump is outside fastball, ball 1. Vasquez checking the dugout, getting her signs now, and settles back in, goes to the windup here. The 1-0, Bump throws a half swing at it and just dribbles it back to Vasquez on the mound. Looked like a check swing that just curved back in and hit her bat. She was real late to react to that one, didn't even think she hit it, so she's going to easily get thrown out at first base. Michigan tallies the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Haley Hogenrod. So Bump, after heading back to the dugout after just 2 pitches, Haley Hogenrod's going to have to come in and try to get something going here for Michigan. They are currently down 1-0 still. First pitch, fastball outside corner. Vasquez, nice one there. This one hit deep towards right field. That one back to the wall. Haley Hogenrod, that one's going to be gone. That one didn't look like it had much off the bat, but Hogenrod puts that one opposite field, and that is going to tie the game up. Haley Hogenrod with a solo shot to right field. That one, an awkward swing, pitched low and away, just kind of threw the hands at it, and that one had all sorts of height, but didn't look like it was going to get out. It just carried, and Hogenrod's going to do that one over the fence, and game is now tied up. Michigan gets on the board 1-1.
Michigan finally getting over the hump with that big hit, not necessarily needing to string the hits together to score that run, but just like UCF did earlier in the game, that one hit, that home run, ties it up 1-1.
That is going to bring up Natalia Rodriguez. She had the first hit of this game. Back in her first at-bat in the second inning, she had a single to left field. But going back to that home run from Hogenrod, seriously did not look like it was going to get out. You know, we've seen her pop up a couple times so far this week, as Rodriguez slaps one foul. We've seen her pop up a couple times this week where the ball's just gone really high up in the air but didn't look like it had the distance to get out. And that one, a very similar scenario. Like I said, low and outside pitch, and it just got up in the air and just kept on carrying. Wind kind of pushed it out and made its way over that right field fence. So Michigan ties it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Third pitch to Natalia Rodriguez is going to be a called strike in the outside corner. Vasquez goes back to the wristband here and now to the windup. 1-2 to Rodriguez. Fastball outside corner, got her looking. Brianna Vasquez, after giving up the solo home run, comes right back with a strikeout. And that's going to bring up Lauren Essman. So 0-1 count now on Essman. She takes a few practice swings and now steps back into the box. Vasquez takes a deep breath there in the circle. Now goes to the windup. 0-1 on the way. Fastball outside, ball 1. Girl Hutchins coaching from down there on her spot at third base right in front of the Michigan dugout. 1-1 count on the way to the freshman Lauren Essman. This one fastball just inside, misses for ball 2. So here we go now. Essman settling back in now. She is in the driver's seat in this at bat. 2 balls to 1 strike. Infield all playing straight up. Essman not really known as a slap hitter or a bunter. More of a power hitter. 2-1. Fastball gets it, hits it up the middle, and it's going to pop over the glove of Vasquez, and Lauren Essman's going to reach easy on an infield error. Michigan just stringing together hits now, making the defense make mistakes, putting the ball in play. So now after tying up the game earlier this inning, Michigan with another chance to get runners on and get runners across. Lauren Essman's going to sit over there at first base, and it's going to be Julia Jimenez due up for the Wolverines.
And a pitching change for UCF.
Brianna Vasquez is going to be done for the day, and coming in is going to be Aaliyah White. So Aaliyah White coming in relief of Brianna Vasquez. Vasquez looked really good up until this point, and then lets up a home run from Haley Hogenrod, followed by an infield error that allowed Lauren Essman to reach, and that's going to be Juju Jimenez coming up right after her.
There's still not been an official ruling on that last hit or error.
And there it is now. It is going to go down as an error.
Yes, it is an error. It was, I would say it wasn't very hard hit right to the pitcher. She just mishandled it, hit her glove, popped over her.
Yeah, just took an awkward bounce.
And so Juju Jimenez up at the plate. This would have been the 3rd time around in the order. So it makes sense that a new pitcher is coming in and Aaliyah White being that pitcher.
White with a white flower in the back of her ponytail. Currently on the season with a 186 RA, very similar to her RA last year, just a few decimals off. With 63 strikeouts on the season, she hits Juju Jimenez with the first pitch, or at least it looked like it. That one just kind of slipped behind her legs. For a second, it sounded like we heard something hit. It might have been the glove of the catcher. So Lauren Essman's going to make her way down there to second base on the wild pitch. Juju settles back in now. She has a runner in scoring position in a good spot. Game tied 1-1 as Julia Jimenez steps in with a 1-0 count and 2 outs. So wind up from White. Fastball down the middle, called strike one. Juju stepping back in now. Aaliyah White with her long wind up. This one ripped down the third baseline, and that one's going to go foul. Juju just a little bit ahead of that one. Aaliyah White with a very long, drawn-out windup. She kind of turns to her glove side or to her throwing side first, then settles back in, then brings the ball up and starts her windup. Julia Jimenez looking to knock in a run here, or at least get on base and bring up the red-hot Lexi Blair up next. 1-2 to Jimenez is high and outside. Fastball called ball two. Aaliyah White steps in now. Sorry, Juju steps in. The pitch from Aaliyah White. Fastball low in the dirt. It's going to get away from the catcher, and Lauren Espin's going to take third. That is two wild pitches this at bat from Aaliyah White. The first one mostly her fault. This one just bouncing away from Ornelas, and Lauren Espin has advanced two bases on her own. So now 3-2 count, 2 outs and a runner on third base for Julia Jimenez.
Single gets a run and Michigan the lead.
Pitch from Aaliyah White. Fastball swung on and missed, and she's going to close out this inning. Aaliyah White just barely avoiding disaster. So Michigan going to go to the bottom of the fifth, but not before putting one up off a solo home run from Haley Hogenrod that didn't look like it was going to get out, but had the distance.
Storako back out there for Michigan, looking to build on this heck of a performance so far. Inning in a third, all 4 of the outs have been strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed. She's picked up where she left off in the past few games. She's just been an animal. The only run that she allowed last game came when Beaubien allowed it when Beaubien inherited the 2 runners on first and second base. And then the only run she gave up against St. John's was the solo shot. But other than that, she was next to perfect. And she's handled this UCF team very well so far in these first 5 batters that she's faced, putting down 4 of them, taking over for Beaubien after Beaubien pitched pretty well herself. Only blemish with her was the 3 walks and then the solo shot.
Throw down from Hannah Carson signals the end of warm-ups, and here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning, score tied 1-1. Up to the plate now is going to be Jasmine Esparza. We saw her back in that 3rd inning with the solo shot that opened this one up for UCF. Storaco's first pitch is driven deep towards left field. This one looping foul, and what a play by Julia Jimenez. Runs that one down in foul territory, sliding, catching it over her shoulder. That's going to do it for the first out of this inning. That ball looked real far coming off the bat, but just held up in the air, and Jimenez tracks that one down way far in foul territory and makes the play. So Alex Storako gets a quick one here. So we are set to go. Set to deliver to Denali Schaupacher. First pitch, she squares to bunt, but pulls it back last second. Denali Schaupacher currently 0 for 2 on the day, has a pop-up to center field, and also a ground out back to the pitcher. Storaco's pitch, this one called strike outside. So now up tied 1-1 rather. Stracco spins the ball in the right hand. This pitch, fastball high, called ball 2. So count 2-1. Stracco set to deliver to Schoppacher again here. The windup and the pitch. This one outside, called strike 2. Nice pitch there. Stracco checks the wristband and now goes to the windup here. Pitch from Stracco, swung on and barely fouled back. Just gets a piece of that one. Schoppacher doesn't want to go down without a fight. Now Stracco settles back in. 2-2 pitch on the way. This one, fastball inside, just misses. Schoppacher being very defensive here.
Stracco now with a 3-2 count. In this scenario in the past, she's really tried to overpower the hitter with a high fastball. But here she may have to try to keep it in the zone.
3-2 pitch from Stracco. Got her on the outside corner, and she's going to sit her down. That's another strikeout for Alex Stracco, her 5th on the game, her 18th on the day. Stepping to the plate now is going to be number 25, the shortstop, Georgia Blair. The windup from Stracco in the fresh count. Fastball down the middle, gets her swinging. That's going to be strike 1. Umpire is going to take a quick second and brush off home plate. Stracco goes to the wristband now, spinning the ball in the right hand. 0-1 delivery on the way towards Georgia Blair. Fastball. Got her on the outside corner. That's strike 2.
She's up in the count, 0-2, in the driver's seat once again. We all know what to expect right here. It's going to be a high fastball coming from Alex Stracco. Let's see if Georgia Blair can handle it and if she will resist swinging.
Stracco takes a deep breath and complete control here. 0-2 on the way. This pitch, changeup inside corner, got her looking. And Stracco, strikeout number 6 on the day.
Maybe Georgia Blair heard my scouting report and thought that was going to be a high fastball, and I was wrong, and she was wrong, and it was a changeup that little snuck in there for a called third strike and ending the inning as we go to the top of the 6th, tied 1-1. A little update from the Women's Big Ten basketball tournament. Northwestern has taken a 3-point lead. They're up 39-36 as we hit the first media time, or the media timeout in the 3rd quarter, and it's only a 3-point deficit for Michigan, which could be worse as they have no field goals in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So they're playing good defense, same with Northwestern, and they're hanging in it, so it's anyone's game at this moment.
Aaliyah White set to take action here in the top of the 6th inning for her 2nd inning of action. If you're just joining us, score is currently tied 1-1. Both teams with 2 hits, but both of those runs coming off solo shots. The first of which came from Jasmine Esparza back in the 3rd inning where she launched one over that center field wall, and the second of which came in the top of the 5th as Haley Hogenrod put one opposite field over the right field wall to tie this one up. So both teams with 1 run, both teams with 2 hits, and UCF has committed 1 error on a slow ground ball that came back to Brianna Vasquez where she kind of fumbled around with it. So Lexi Blair is going to come to the plate now. We do have a substitution. It is going to be Takia London coming in for UCF to replace the shortstop, Georgia Blair.
Lexi Blair for Michigan, trying to keep her hot hand going.
Lexi watches the first pitch go by for a called strike in the outside corner.
Trying to start off this 6th inning with a base runner would be big for Michigan. Just having someone on base and getting a run across the board, just manufacturing one to get a 2-1 lead.
The 0-1 from Aaliyah White is driven deep towards left field on the run back to the warning track, is going to be caught. That one being Schaubacher on her way back, catching that one on the backhand. So Lexi drives that one deep to left field, but not quite enough power behind it, and that's going to bring up Abby Skvarce.
Good contact and distance, just right to the defender.
Abby Skvarce 0 for 2 on the day, looking to notch her first hit. Leah White turns to her left, now goes to the windup. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. White just a 1.58 ERA on the season. 62 strikeouts through now just about 49 innings pitched. Skvarce lines up the bat on the 0-1 count and watches the 0-1 go by for ball 1. That one a little high in the zone. Skvarce struck out her first time up and then grounded out to second base in her last at-bat in the 4th inning. 1-1 on the way. Goes a check swing at that one in the dirt, but she doesn't go, so ball 2.
Great job of holding up by Skvarce. She's seeing the ball well. She has a good count with her right now at 2-1. She's going to have Aaliyah White come into her soon, if not this pitch, then the next.
And she does get that fastball inside, but pokes it foul out of the stadium. So now 2-2 count to Abby Skvarce. On deck is Hannah Carson. Skvarce is just gearing up, waiting for that fastball, and she got it there, but just couldn't quite straighten it out. Aaliyah White goes to the windup here on 2-2. This pitch, fastball hit hard to second base, and right there to make the play is Molina. Justine Molina catches that one on a Sunday hop and just flips it over to first base for the second out of this inning. Pretty routine there, so Hannah Carson's going to come up for Michigan with a chance to start getting things rocking and rolling in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch on the way to Hannah Carson. This one change up way up in the zone. That one's going to be called ball 1. Carson walked in her first time up and flew out to left on the second time. This one, fastball ripped into the net right by the on-deck circle. Maddie Uden quick flinched out of the way. One count to Hannah Carson now. Aaliyah White looks over to the dugout to get her signs. Now starts her windup. Ball over her head. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike 2. That one had a little bit of zip behind it. Now Carson down in a whole 1-2. This one on the way from Aaliyah White. Fastball popped up, coming right at me, but that one's going to land on top and fall right down in front of us. You know, last night we had 2 games yesterday where we were on top of the broadcast booth, and the entire time Corson and I were joking about, oh, how cool it would be if a ball came up there, but we didn't get any yesterday, and, you know, since we started today, that's like the 3rd ball that's been hit up there.
Ridiculous. Carson
swings on the 1-2 and just dribbles it over towards second base. Tries to leg it out, but can't quite get there. Justine Molina makes another play, her second of the inning, and Michigan's going to head back to the dugout. Scoreless here in the top of the 6th, but score still tied 1-1. Both runs for each team coming on solo home runs. UCF at the hands of Jasmine Esparza, and Michigan's coming from Haley Hogenrod.
And UCF will have the heart of their lineup coming to the plate in the top, or the bottom of the sixth, I should say, with the 3, 4, and 5 batters at the plate. So this is a big inning for Alex Sirocco to hold them so that Michigan can go into the top of the 7th inning tied.
Give you a quick update for the score of the women's basketball game. Michigan is currently taking the lead again with 1:30 left to play in the third quarter. They're up 46-43 over Northwestern. Naz Hillman leads the scoring for the Michigan Wolverines with 16.
Haley Brown notching 14 of her own.
Maddie Uden over there dancing to the music playing in the background as she takes her ground balls. Alex Sirocco just kind of watching and laughing as she waits for Hannah Carson to come out and catch for her warm-up pitches. Would like to thank you all for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball here. If you are not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You can find it right below the video feed, that red rectangular button. And after you do that, which helps us a lot, make sure to hit that little bell icon, which will turn on your notifications so you'll be notified anytime that we go live. You'll get a message in your inbox just with a link directly to the video stream so you never miss a broadcast. We have 2 broadcasts going on right now on WCBN Sports. This one that you're all listening to, and then another one which is covering the Big Ten hockey tournament where Michigan is facing off against Michigan State in a best 2 out of 3 series that will be playing this weekend. So Juliana Wilson, the 3-hitter, stepping into the box now. Alex Sirocco goes to the wristband. First pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Sirocco gets her sign. Takes a deep breath and now goes to the windup. This one, change up down the middle, called strike 1, so count now even. Sirocco taking her time in between pitches. Wilson 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. The 1-1 pitch, low and in the dirt. Hannah Carson picks that one. Count now 2-1. She had a ground out to first base back in the first inning and then walked in her last time up in the third. If you're just tuning in, the score is currently tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The windup from Sirocco. Fastball swung on and missed, and that's going to be strike 2. Wilson picks up some dirt and rubs it on her hands, now settles back in, wearing no batting gloves. 2-2 pitch on the way from Alex Sirocco. Goes to the glove, now here's the windup. Fastball, check swinger, they're going to check it, and she went. That's going to be strikeout number, looks like 7 on the day for Alex Sirocco. Make that 20 total on the day. She is really ramping it up here, and that's going to be the first out of this inning.
So far, she has 20 strikeouts on her 20th birthday. Looking for more.
As we said, it is Alex Sirocco's birthday. The windup on the fresh count to Doherty. First pitch is a changeup on the outside corner, called for a strike. Shannon Doherty, the freshman 4-hitter in this UCF Knights lineup, currently hitting .545. Second pitch from Sirocco, high and outside, ball 1. She currently has a walk and a strikeout on the day. Michigan looking to get back in on the offensive end and put an extra one up in the top of the 7th, but they need 2 more outs before that. Sirocco sets back up here, looking really confident on that mound. The windup on the 1-1. This one popped up to center field. That one doesn't have much distance, and Haley Hogenhardt has plenty of time to settle underneath it for the second out of this inning.
the big 2 outs. These last 2 batters as Storako is now facing off against Cody. Cody had a fly out to Hoganrod in the first inning and then a strikeout in the 4th. So it's her second time through the order now as Storako has faced all 9 batters. Cody was the first one that she had faced.
Pitching for UCF number 29, Demaria Cannon.
We have a pinch hitter for Jada Cody. She lays down a bunt, but it's going to go foul. The pinch hitter is Demaria Cannon. So the sophomore righty is currently, she's marked as a right-handed hitter, but she is batting from the left batter's box. On the stat sheet, she is marked as both throwing and hitting right-handed, so switching it up here. The 0-1 pitch on the way towards Cannon. Storako gets her on a changeup, gets her guessing, and throws a half swing at it for strike 2. Now Storako just 1 strike away from getting the Michigan Wolverines back in the dugout into the top of the 7th inning. O2 pitch on the way from Alex Storako. The windup. Outside corner, rings her up looking. And Storako with another strikeout, her 8th on the day. Make it strikeout number 21 total today between the 2 games. Alex Storako just looks absolutely phenomenal so far since she's come in. Scores, we go into the top of the 7th. Game still tied up 1-1. Both runs coming on solo home runs. UCF's lone run coming from Jasmine Esparza, solo home run to center field. And Michigan's coming on one to opposite field for Haley Hoganrod. So both teams with home run hitters in the lineup. And we are set to go to the top of the 7th. Another update on the Michigan women's basketball game. Michigan's currently up 5. Make that an update, 52-44. They're currently up 8. As Kenray Johnson just hit a 3-pointer. Michigan has everybody scoring. Naz Hillman has 16, Haley Brown has 14, and Maddie Nolan is currently sitting at 11 points at a perfect 4 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from 3, and has 7 rebounds as well. She's playing extremely well. So here we are, set to go. Maddie Uden is first due up for the Wolverines.
The 7th inning is Michigan's inning, as evidenced by the runs against Fullerton yesterday when they put up a 5 spot in that inning. And then in that UCLA game when they had 2 hits but just couldn't get a run across. And those 2 runners were stranded on first and second. If they could put together a few hits here and just scrape across one more run, and they'll be up 2-1 and going into the bottom of the 7th inning in a very good position facing the bottom of the UCF lineup, 6, 7, and 8.
So Uden 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout looking and a pop-up to third base. Looking to get her first hit of the game. First pitch from Ali White on the way, the windup. Fastball a little high. Maddie Uden showed bunt but pulled back last second.
The Michigan team trying to do anything they can to get on base and give them a chance to score a run, get ahead in this game.
Second pitch to Maddie Uden is a changeup low and away. That one bouncing in the other batter's box. So no harm to Uden on that one. 2-0 count now. To the windup now is Aaliyah White, but Maddie Uden's going to call time. The umpire is he discusses that she has to just keep the ball in the glove. She can't keep moving her hands back and forth. He giving her a warning before calling an illegal pitch. So discussions between home plate umpire Jim Bertuzzi and Carol Hutchins come to an end, and Maddie Uden steps back in with a hitter's count. 2-0 pitch on the way from Aaliyah White. The windup. Fastball down the middle, called strike one. That one had a little extra zip on it. Uden steps back in now with a chance to start a rally up for Michigan. They're going to need it. Game still tied 1-1. Wind up from Aaliyah White. This one, fastball, hit back into the net in front of us. So count now 2-2. This is the first pitch Uden has swung at in this at-bat. Settles back in now. Aaliyah White with that glove up by her shoulder to check the wristband. Now twists and starts the windup. Glove goes ahead. This one swung on and missed, and that's going to be another strikeout for Aaliyah White. As that is the first out of this top of the 7th inning for Michigan. It's going to bring Taylor Bump up to the plate.
First base number 13, Taylor Bump.
Bump yet to get a hit yet today. Fresh count on the way to Bump. First pitch fastball, she lets go by. Ball one up. Bump settles back in now. 1-0 pitch on the way from Aaliyah White. This one fastball down the middle. She lays off, but it is going to be a called strike. Aaliyah White looking more confident in her fastball. We haven't really seen her hit her spot too much with any off-speed stuff. So now Bump settling in. Haley Hogenrod on deck. This pitch to Bump, a off-speed pitch, as I was just saying, hasn't been too consistent, and that one goes low and in the dirt for ball two.
It's a big at-bat here for Taylor Bump. If she gets on base, that'll be a base runner for Haley Hogenrod, who we saw hit a home run off of Aaliyah White. So she sees the ball well out of her hand and has a good history against her in that first at-bat.
2-1 to Bump is driven deep towards center field. That one going back to the warning track, and that's going to be able to Klarkowski back there to settle under it. That one looked real good coming off the bat, but just didn't quite have the distance. Taylor Bump got all of that one, though.
Give it 10 feet and that's gone.
Yeah, give it 5 feet and that one's gone. That's a few times in the past couple of days that we've seen Taylor Bump put a ball way out to the warning track, but just doesn't quite have the mustard to get over. But speaking of home runs, that's going to be Haley Hogenrod stepping to the plate now. We saw her put one out opposite fielder last time up in the top of the 5th inning. She watches that first pitch fastball go by for ball one. Hogenrod settles in now. Waiting. The fastball towards Hogenrod. Called strike in the outside corner. One to Hogenrod. Change up outside corner, good for strike two. Aaliyah White looking to get out of this one and get their UCF Knights team back in the dugout. 1-2 count to Haley Hogenrod with 2 outs and nobody on. This pitch, fastball, chopped back into the net. We're going to live to fight another day. So now Hogenrod takes a deep breath and steps back in. The windup, Hogenrod squares around, takes a half swing at this one and just dribbles it slowly to the pitcher, and Aaliyah White's going to be right there to make that play. So 3 up and 3 down for the Wolverines, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th inning. This game tied 1-1 still. UCF just 1 run away from closing this one out.
Michigan hoping for some free softball after hopefully getting these next 3 outs, but a tall task against this stout UCF softball team. And it's been an amazing game. It really mirrors that UCLA softball game that we watched last night, UCLA against Michigan. A pitcher's duel to the max, no doubt. Alex Tarraco has twirled a gem, taking over after Bobian went out halfway through the game. And Tarraco has thrown 3 1/3, allowed only 1 hit with 8 strikeouts. She's been amazing, and yet the run support hasn't come. Michigan only with 1 run on the Haley Hogenrod home run. And UCF also, their pitcher has been amazing, both pitchers. Brianna Vasquez and Aaliyah White. They've both been lights out, but the only one mistake has been the home run to Haley Hogenrod.
Yeah, we were discussing it earlier, even before this game, and there's some people discussing in the live chat earlier today. Really, the bright spot for Michigan so far all season has been their pitching. Their pitching's been absolutely dominant. I mean, Starocco just hits people down with these, and Megan Bobian has looked really, really good. But we've just left too many runners on, and we just haven't been able to convert at the plate. But converting at the plate isn't something we need to worry about this inning, as Michigan settles back in, just looking to get out of this one without giving up any runs and try to get some free softball. I'd assume that overtime rules are in effect. Here we go on the bottom of the 7th inning. Ornelas up at the plate. First pitch from Starocco. Strike called on the outside corner. That one a fastball. Starocco wipes the ball on her right pant leg and takes a look at the wristband. Ornelas taking her sweet time, getting back in that box. She now settles back in. 0-1 on the way. This one a fastball fouled right back into the net. Starocco gets up 0-2 early. Michigan dugout sending some chants out. The stands continue to fill up here, even though the sun's kind of gone behind the clouds and it's gotten a little chilly.
UCLA faithful very supportive of their team.
0-2 from Starocco is popped up, and Julia Jimenez on the run, and it's going to be Natalia Rodriguez settling under that one. Juju kind of ducks out of the way at the last second as Natalia Rodriguez calls her off. So 1 up and 1 down. It's Michigan 2 outs away from getting back on the offensive attack. Justine Molina going to be stepping to the plate for the Knights. She's 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to first base and a strikeout looking. Fresh count for Starocco. This one change up outside corner. Got it. Strike 1. Michigan fans on their feet, infield, in their normal spots. The windup from Starocco on 0-1. Fastball fouled back into the net. 0-2 again. Very similar scenario to we saw last at bat. Exact same scenario, actually. So now 0-2. Starocco sets to go back at Justine Molina. A windup. Fastball up and away, called ball 1. Molina takes a few practice cuts and now settles back in. Starocco looks at the wristband now, takes a deep breath. The windup on 1-2. Swing and a foul ball. Back into the net, and Hannah Carson's going to pick that one back up again, and we're going to do 1-2 again.
Molina just won't go away. Every single batter in this UCF lineup is so tough to put away, but Starocco has done an amazing job of it so far with 8 strikeouts. with a 1-2 count here, she's going to try to go up with the fastball, as that's been her most effective pitch thus far.
This one popped up into shallow right field. Coming over is Lauren Essman, and she's going to make the play on the run, and that is the second out of this inning. 2 up and 2 down. And coming up to the plate now is going to be Kira Klarkowski.
I believe we may have a pinch hitter,
It looks like.
Casey Fava.
Yep, Casey Fava. It's a junior. Oh, sorry, no, it isn't going to be Fava. She came out of the dugout, then went back in.
They're sticking with Kira Klarkowski.
So it looked like they contemplated a pinch hitter, but decided to roll with their guns as Klarkowski steps into the batter's box now. With a fly out and a strikeout on the day. Fresh count. Storako goes to the windup. First pitch. Fastball right down Broadway, called strike 1. Michigan looking to get back in there for some free softball. Storako spinning that ball in the right hand. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball high and outside, ball 1. Kira Klarkowski stepping back into that batter's box now. Storako takes a deep breath. 1-1 on the way. This one, fastball swung on and missed. Storako 1 strike away from getting the Wolverines back in it. Kira Klarkowski takes a few practice cuts and steps back into the box. Here we go. Pitch on the way from Alex Storako. This one swung on and knocked back to the net.
Again, 1-2 count. Storako was able to put her away last time with a high fastball. That's been her pitch, her go-to pitch in this situation. Let's see what she does here.
Alex on the way with the 1-2. This one swung on and fouled. That one went into the glove of Hannah Carson, but just popped out. That looked like it was going to be it for the inning. Carson just couldn't quite squeeze it, so we're going to do that one again. 1-2 count coming back. Alex Storako settled in that circle on her 20th birthday. Here's the pitch. Popped up towards right field, and that one's going to go foul. Hannah Carson and Alex Storako share a word, and we're going to have a quick meeting on the mound as this at-bat continues to stretch on. A quick update on the Michigan women's basketball game. Score is currently 58-55. Michigan still leading with just over 2 minutes left to play. So coach heads back to the dugout, and just the Michigan players in the circle now.
Still a 1-2 count on Kira Klarkowski. Storako has been pitching incredibly thus far, trying to send it into extra innings. We're in the bottom of the 7th, 1-1 count, 1-2 count, 2 outs.
Pitch from Storako, hit on the ground over towards third base. Maddie Uden makes the play, and we're going to go to extras. Alex Storako. Absolutely, Alex Storako gets out of that one. So it is going to be Natalia Rodriguez, Lauren Essman, then the top of the order, 8-9 top. Nat Rod with the first hit of the game for the Wolverines, back in the second inning with a single down the third baseline. Looks like still waiting to see if the extra inning rules are in effect. Aaliyah White taking her time. She starts her warm-ups. Catcher throws it down to second base, and we are ready to go. As we enter the top of the 8th inning, looks like the non-conference extra inning rules are going to be in effect. So Haley Hoganrod is going to start this inning at second base. Natalia Rodriguez up at the plate. Nat Rod stepping up to the plate with a chance to knock in a run. Haley Hoganrod situated over there on second base, and on deck is Lauren Essman. So for those of you unfamiliar, tiebreaker rules in non-conference play are that once you hit extra innings, each inning starts with a runner on second base. Aaliyah White in the circle now. First pitch towards Natalia Rodriguez. Nat Rod shows bunt, but pulls back last second. Ball one outside.
This is where moving the runner over is really key, because then a fly ball, a single, anything will score the runner. And Nat Rod has been exceptional at laying down the bunts and just moving the runners over and just doing her job.
The 1-0 on the way towards Natalia Rodriguez. That one, she can't get the bunt down. It's going to go foul. So 1-1 count now. Amy Dilk knocks down a free throw to bring the score of the women's basketball game 60-57 with just over a minute to play. Leah White checks her wristband and delivers on the 1-1. Bunt by Rodriguez goes off the catcher's foot, foul. That one looked a little strange. It went down off the foot of the catcher, Ornelas, and then shot to third base. That one had some velocity behind it. We're going to have somebody come out to make sure she's okay. Trainer's going to step out. The umpire inspecting the ball. Looks like he's going to just get rid of that one. That one took some damage coming off the catcher's foot. As we are stopped with another update, Naz Hillman just hit a layup. So Michigan currently up 5 with a minute and 2 seconds left to play as Northwestern calls timeout. Looks like Carissa Ornelas is okay after the trainer comes out to check on her real quick. So Nat Rod's going to settle back in the batter's box with a 1-2 count.
Interesting to see if she's still told to lay down a bunt here with 2 strikes, or if she's told to swing and potentially move the runner over that way.
Probably see a sort of swinging bunt just in case it goes foul. Should be able to continue the at-bat. Aaliyah White checks the signs and starts the windup. Glove goes over the head and swings around. This one, slapping bunt from Natalia Rodriguez. They're going to throw it over to first base, and Hoganrod's going to take third. And she's going to be safe. And looks like, yeah, Natalia Rodriguez beat the throw at first base.
First base umpire saying that she's out.
He called her safe to start and now hasn't said anything. Now says she should go back into the dugout. At first he called her safe, or at least it looked like he gave the safe sign, but then told her she was out. But either way, she does a good job and moves the runner over. So now Haley Hoganrod on third base with Lauren Essman up at the plate. The fresh count to Lauren Essman. Fastball up and away, ball 1. Lauren Essman, the freshman, looking to make a name for herself here. Has a big opportunity to do so with that runner on third, the lead run on base. 1-1 count from Aaliyah White on the way. Fastball swung on and ripped back to the net. 1-1 count. White taking a long time getting that signed from the dugout, and Essman just throwing a couple of practice swings. 1-1 on the way. This one swung on and missed completely. Aaliyah White got her on the off speed, so now White in control here. 1 out and the runner still on third base as Lauren Essman is down in a 1-2 hole.
Big to just make contact here. You can't go down swinging. Or, I mean, you need to swing. You can't go down looking. 1-2 count, 1 out. Put the ball in play. The middle infielders are back, so a hit to them will most likely bring in that run, as on third base is Hoganrod, and Hoganrod is pretty quick.
Yeah, depending on what kind of jump Haley gets, she could score. Carol Hutchins does call timeout and has a quick chat with Lauren Essman. 1-2 count, as we said. Long conversation at third base as home plate umpire Jim Bertuzzi just wipes off the bag. And here we are, set to go. The catcher runs back behind the plate and resets. Ornelas back there, looks fine after getting hit in the foot a few seconds ago. Lauren Essman steps back in that left-hand batter's box. The pitch from Aaliyah White. Check swing, did she go? No, she didn't. Count's gonna bump up to 2-2. Essman now with a 2-2 count, 1 out and a runner on. Aaliyah White checks the wristband. The windup, 2-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to first base, and they're not going to play at the plate, and she's just going to tag out Lauren Essman at first. So runner doesn't advance, and UCF gets the out there. So 2 outs, and Julia Jimenez is going to step up to the plate as that last at-bat was going on. Another update from the women's basketball game. Haley Brown hits a huge 3 from the corner to bump Michigan's lead up. Julia Jimenez steps into that right-hand batter's box, looking to knock this run across. Hoganrod still on third base. The windup from Aaliyah White. Change up, first pitch, called strike in the outside corner. Juju settles back in now. 0-1 on the way. Wind up from Aaliyah White. Fastball swung on and ripped back to the net. Fans are just piling in here as UCLA set to play right after us.
Looks like a softball league's team, little girls softball league.
Not gonna lie, those jerseys are fire.
They're looking like the Nationals July 4th jerseys.
Yeah, those are sweet. Jimenez lines up the bat on the 0-2 count. The pitch from Aaliyah White on the way. Outside, ball 1. White tried to go back to the fastball. Aaliyah White, again, checking the sign. 1-2 count on the way towards Julia Jimenez. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit hard in the gap, and that's going to score Haley Hoganrod from third. Julia Jimenez with an RBI single, and Michigan takes the lead in the top of the 8th.
big piece of hitting. Taking the ball, hitting it where it was pitched, going through the swing, going through the ball on the right side, taking what she's given and going with it, getting that base hit, RBI. Michigan leads 2-1.
Huge piece of hitting there by Julia Jimenez down in that 0-2 hole and just drove that off speed in the gap. So now Lexi Blair steps to the plate with 1 runner on and 2 outs. First pitch, she's going to get a fastball. Watch it go by, ball 1. Michigan dugout is amped right now. Carol Hutchins as well, jumping up and down at third base. As fans continue to pile in here for the UCLA game immediately following our broadcast. White now goes to the windup. 1-0 to Lexi Blair. That one, fastball outside corner, called strike 1, count now 1-1. One on the way. This one, check swing from Lexi Blair. They're going to ask if he went, and she did not go. Lexi might have gotten away with one there. That one looked like she might have gone from up here. Aaliyah White checking the wristband now. The wind up on 2-1 to Lexi Blair. Change up, hit up the middle, soft line drive, and that one's going to go right to Taika London. But not before they put one up. Juju Jimenez with an RBI single, scoring Haley Hoganrod from third. And Michigan holds a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. So, as we said earlier, tiebreaker rules are in effect, so UCF will start with a runner on second base. In an interview myself and Alex Drain did with Alex Storacco a few weeks ago after the Tampa trip, we asked her about the tiebreaker rule and how that affects her approach. And, you know, her being a strikeout pitcher doesn't really affect her too much. She just focuses mainly on the batter. An update as we go into the bottom of the 8th inning, the Michigan women's basketball team claims a victory over Northwestern. That's the 3rd time they faced them this year and the first time they've beat them. That's going to be the first back-to-back Big Ten semifinal appearance for the Michigan Wolverines since 2001.
And before this game, Michigan in a bracketology was slotted in as the 9 seed, but beating this Northwestern team, who was number 2 in the Big Ten, is a massive win that will probably propel them to an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament, meaning that they will host an NCAA tournament game in Ann Arbor. So if you are in Ann Arbor or near Ann Arbor, I definitely recommend going to that home game and cheering on the Michigan women's basketball team and showing support, as they are very good and need your support. Fun team to watch.
So here we are in the start of the bottom of the 8th. Over on second base is Klarkowski. Laying down a bunt is Esparza. So she lays down a bunt first pitch, and Klarkowski makes her way over there to third base. So effective out.
Seems like that's the automatic first batter's job, is to just lay down that bunt or move over that runner from second base to third base.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of games like that so far this season. We've seen a bunch of games go to extra innings. We saw multiple in Tampa do that, but that was pretty much the rotation. First batter would lay down a bunt, and then the last two try to knock one in. So 1 out and a fresh count to Schoppacher. She swings on the first pitch and goes off the glove of Alex Storacco, and that run's gonna score. UCF ties it right back up in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Schoppacher is gonna reach on that infield single. We do have a substitution as well. Georgia Blair is gonna re-enter. So Storako throws 2 pitches this inning, and UCF 2 pitches later has a run across the board. This game is tied 2-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning.
So now the strategy of Storako doesn't change at all from where she stood before this extra innings. She throws strikeouts, she throws strikes, but now there's a force at first and second. She's had a runner on first throughout the game before. It's something that she's able to deal with. The runner on third base was something that she hadn't dealt with all game, and she let up that infield single, letting up that contact. So that was a new situation for her, but now runner on first, it's something that she's dealt with before. Just go back to doing what she's always done.
So Georgia Blair takes the batter's box with 1 out and a runner on. First pitch is a changeup down in the dirt, but gets her to swing. Storako gets ahead early, 0-1. Georgia Blair currently 0 for 2 on the day, had a walk back in the first inning, and then in the 3rd inning struck out swinging and struck out looking in the 5th. Oh-1 on the way from Georgia Blair. She squares to bunt and pops it up. Hannah Carson catches that one in foul territory, and Michigan with a lucky break there. Now 2 outs. This game still tied, but not before Denali Shopner is still situated over there on first base. Coming to the plate now is going to be Juliana Wilson. Juliana Wilson currently 0 for 2 on the day. Posted up in that lefty batter's box. Here is the windup from Storako. First pitch. Runner is going. Hannah Carson throws down to second base, but it's going to get past her. And Haley Hoganrod is going to clean it up in left field. Throw to third. And she's going to reach safely on the double steal. So now UCF 2 outs and a runner now on third base. That throw down from Hannah Carson was a little off the bag, and Julia Jimenez went over there and tried to catch it, but the slide got in her way, so it made its way to the outfield, and the throw from Haley Hoganrod wasn't in time. So Schoppacher taking advantage of everything she can get. Stole second base and then got up and took third on the overthrow. Juliana Wilson now with a chance for a walk-off. Runner on third base, 2 outs. Pitch from Storako. This one high, called ball 2. Storako want to get this one done now with Shannon Doherty coming up on deck. On deck hitter currently hitting over 500 on the season. You want to get it out here. 2-0 hitter's pitch on the way. Storako to the windup. Fastball down the middle, strike 1.
That was a big pitch, getting that strike. 2-1 count, very different than a 3-0 count. 2-1 count, she has some wiggle room left. She doesn't have to throw a strike right here.
2-1 on the way. Storako now to the windup. This pitch up in the zone, check swing. They're going to say she didn't go.
And she uses every bit of that wiggle room. Now she's at a 3-1 count. So now she has to come into Wilson. Wilson, a very good hitter, hitting north of 340, so won't miss much. Storako, an incredible pitcher of her own right, so it's strength against strength.
Pitch from Storako. Outside corner, that one's going to be called ball 4. Honestly, no harm there. At this point, you just need the strikeout. So,
at this point, I mean, why not load the bases? There's a runner on third. This is extra innings. Why not get a force at every single base?
It is a very good point. That might be the play here. You know, Shannon Doherty, as you said, 540 hitter up at the plate, and Cody on deck behind her, just hitting in the low 300s, 0 for 2 on the day. So any base hit is going to score a runner here. There's 2 outs, so you're either going to get the out or they're going to score. So in reality, you know, loading the bases wouldn't be that bad of a decision here.
And they're going to do an intentional walk. Oh
First
my
pitch
God,
is
they
low and
threw
in
it
the
away.
dirt. They tried to intentionally walk her, and Alex Duraco threw it over the plate, and it got past Hannah Carson. And UCF rather scores on the wild pitch. Shawpalker didn't waste any time taking home. Hannah Carson was posted outside in that lefty batter's box waiting for the throw out. And little miscommunication between her and Alex Duraco. Duraco just threw it over the plate and there was nobody there. And so UCF takes this one in the bottom of the 8th inning on an unfortunate turn of events for the Michigan Wolverines. This one was a battle through and through. UCF jumped on the board first with a solo home run from Jasmine Esparza in the 3rd inning. Then in the 5th, Haley Hoganrod put one up for Michigan. And then in the top of the 8th, Michigan scored once more, but on an RBI and a wild pitch, UCF takes this one. Unfortunate turn of events for Michigan, but that is going to do it for WCBN coverage of Michigan softball from California this week. We would like to thank everybody who's tuned in all weekend. We appreciate all of your love and support greatly. One last thing, if you would like to donate to help bring more trips like this, you can email WCBNSportsUMich@gmail.com. You can send us donation pledges. Each and every one helps us get out to more things like this if you like hearing our coverage on the road. Like I said, that is going to do it. So Michigan drops this last one, goes 1 for 2 on the day. But signing off now is Charlie Brigham alongside me, Zach Corson. And we'll leave you tonight with a good night and go blue.